Hello. Today we're going to talk about the power of belief and success in life and business. So we're going to talk about the power of belief in business and in life. Hello, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jackie. I'm a life and business coach. My channel is all about taking your life and your business back. So for this part of the year, I am doing a Vlogmas slash Bizmas. I've joined that, and this is day 3. Day 1, we talked about a life plan. Day 2, we talked about side hustles, and I gave you some of the misunderstandings or the myths. I gave you the truth, the real deal about about getting out of debt, because day 2 was focused on getting out of debt. So today we're going to talk about the power of belief. And don't worry, if you missed day 1 and day 2, I'm going to put it at the bottom. So what you want to do is go ahead, subscribe, click the notification bell so that you can be notified when another video posts, and you want to get your pen and pencil and you want to listen very carefully. I'm about to tell you all a story. This is my story. So when I started my journey, my journey began, journey of change. I was in depression and I was trapped. I refer to my depression state as I was in darkness, and the state of not being in depression is light. So, and the reason why I refer to it as darkness is because when you're in depression, you're literally trapped within yourself, right? You're lost. All you can see is the darkness around you, right? And if you're not aware of mental health, it doesn't matter how much you believe in a higher power, it can happen, right? Depression happens for many different reasons, right? But one of the things that happened to me to get me out of it is me learning about faith, learning about belief, okay? Learning to make that connection. So my first step was I'm gonna let you all know how to if you're suffering in the area of not believing in yourself or not feeling a value, you're in the perfect place, because these things I'm going to give you, it's perfect for you, right? So the first step you've already done, you believe that there is a solution. When I was coming out of depression, I had to believe that there was a better place for me. That even though I felt like everything hurt, it even hurt to breathe, I had to believe that if there is a solution to my problem. When I began to create a business, I had to believe that I could solve a problem. So one of the aspects was connecting to my why. Why did I believe that? Why am I doing this? Because the thing about connecting to your why, it motivates you. It reminds you of why you're doing everything that you're doing. And it adds fire to your fuel, or fire, excuse me, not fire. It adds wood to your fire so that you can blaze high and blaze wide and reach new areas in your life and in your business. So you've already did this first step. You believe that there's a solution. So the next step is believing that you have control, that you're the driver. Okay. So when I figured out why I was in the place I am and why do I believe that there's somewhere else for me, there was another career path for me. There was something better than the way I was feeling. I was feeling unworthy. I was throwing a pity party. All I could think about was limited beliefs, right? So I had to connect to faith. I had to connect to the belief, a new belief. So when I connected to the belief that I could do something, and I started taking actions, even though in the beginning I did not feel it. Like, honestly, all I could feel was a depression. All I could feel was I was unworthy. But I knew that if I began to start working that muscle, you know, working the muscle of faith, working the muscle of belief, that it would grow strong enough to support me. I would know things that I felt that were out of my control began to get back into my control. It began to get in order, get in alignment with who I was. And I found out that after I connected to my why, that connected me to my faith or my belief, and my faith connected me to my purpose. So in order to connect to my purpose, I had to get real with myself, right? Real with what was causing me to feel like that. And there are many reasons for depression. I'm going to give you one of mine. I was not in alignment with who I was. I was hiding. I had to come out of hiding. My skills, my talents, the things that I knew I could do easily, I kept them within. And the thing I know about a higher power, about God, is he doesn't bless us with talent and gift for us to keep it within ourselves. Because if that was so, everybody would be the same. People wouldn't be different, because where I'm strong, you're weak. And where you're weak, and where I'm weak, you're strong. And that just means that God designed us to depend on one another. And so when we go against the grain, it begins to eat away at us. Because during the time, instead of choosing belief, instead of choosing a connection, I chose fear. I was scared. I was scared out of my mind. And guess what? When I started getting out of depression, I was scared. When I started creating my business, I was scared. But guess what? I did it anyway. That was part of me working that muscle, building that muscle up, and believing that there was a solution, that I wasn't going to feel all that way all the time. I had to learn that I was the driver. That was one of the biggest lessons. I learned that I was the driver of my success, that everything around me, that instead of the environment stimulating or causing a reaction to me, I caused a reaction to the environment. And when I got real with myself and outlined what can I actually do? What problems can I actually solve within myself and within others? It allowed me to connect with my purpose. And so I became, originally my title was a financial coach. And the reason why I called myself a financial coach is because I freed myself of $204,000 of debt. I said, okay, I can teach about that. But there was still me hiding. you know? So I just followed my gut, right? That was the purpose. And I would talk about life things, about my life experience. And and all the time I had a degree and I would just hide it, right? And the only ones who knew about my experience in business, and they could only see a little pinky finger, were the people who I worked with at my job. So they knew a little bit, a pinky's worth of what I could do. So people began to spontaneously ask me for business, and people began to pay me. And at first I thought, oh my goodness, something is wrong. And there was nothing wrong. Like, these people don't know that I'm not worth the time. I had to get rid of that self-sabotage. I had to get rid of those limited beliefs, because where I was going had to align with my belief, had to align with my why. I had to learn to be my biggest cheerleader. I had to learn to cause a reaction around my environment. And I'm telling you this because this is what you have to do. So, in developing my purpose, because each stage is a development, I had to learn about what makes Jackie Jackie. So I had to learn about self-love and self-compassion. That's how I exercise that muscle, which is number 4, self-love and self-compassion. So number 1 was believe that there is a solution. Number 2 was learn that you have the driver's seat. Number 3 is get real with yourself. Okay, figure out what skills you actually have, what comes easy for you, and why you really haven't used them. Once you get real and find out what the issue is with you, you can start creating action steps to resolve that issue. And one of the things I found familiar with clients or customers is fear has been the biggest issue, and limiting beliefs. So once you get your mindset in order, you can achieve anything, really. You really can. So the next step is practice. Each day is a practice. Just like doctors practice medicine, you have to practice being the person you want to be. You have to work that muscle, because one day you won't be practicing. It'll be who you actually are. Because after purpose comes achieving goals. And like I shared a story, I thought it was a mistake, and then somebody else bought from me. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? Why are these people coming to me, purchasing things from me? And then the third and the fourth and the fifth, and then it kept happening. People kept buying things from me. And I had to get real with myself and say, hey, that's because this is a God-given gift. This is what you're supposed to do. This is your purpose. And so I began creating action plans to be purposeful. And that led me here to talk to you all. And you can do the same. Listen, if you have not subscribed to me yet, you really should. And also click the notification bell